Ahoy! Captain Benzie here, coming at you with an ARMAJET Loadout Lowdown in association with Fiery Tail. This series aims to take a close look at the ARMAJET armoury in fine detail to help you rocket up the Valor ranks. Today we'll be looking at the third of the starter weapons, the Longclaw. The Longclaw is a medium-range sniper rifle that is good for long and short-range combat. Despite its size, the Longclaw's design means that it remains accurate even whilst in motion. Before we continue, I want to give a massive shout out and humongous thank you to Lucas from Hammers Esports for supplying the majority of the footage for this video. Statistically speaking, Lucas is probably the greatest Longclaw player in ARMAJET right now, so his footage is much more exciting than anything I'd be able to grab, as I'm not that great with the Longclaw personally. So humongous props and thanks to Lucas. Anyways, on with the show. As you'd expect from a sniper rifle, the Longclaw packs a powerful punch into a single bullet. As it's one single shot with a fairly slow reload time, you can't simply spray and pray with a Longclaw like you might with a Tremor or Black Tusk. The Longclaw is a precision instrument and therefore must be treated as such. A Longclaw user will aim each shot carefully and consider their prey's movement. At longer range, aiming just ahead of where the target is, anticipating where they're likely to move to, will help account for the shot's slow travel time. Learning exactly how fast the shot travels is an important part of Longclaw usage, as aiming directly at a moving opponent at range is a surefire way to miss and be stuck reloading. This reload time means that the Longclaw is not an aggressive weapon. You'll need to place each shot carefully and make it count every time you pull the trigger. As a missed shot takes a long time to recover, and due to the range of the Longclaw, you should hang back at a distance that is safe for you. Sometimes I find it best to aim the shot, then fine-tune with jetpack usage. This keeps you mobile as a pilot while still placing that all-important shot exactly where you need it. Longclaw users will keep their distance from the enemy team, using their range and superior damage per shot to take out high-priority targets. Hang back behind your teammates and take out the most dangerous threats. It's incredibly satisfying to watch a Thunderstorm user swoop into one of your teammates' faces, only for you to be the saviour of the day with a skillful Longclaw shot. Now, because the Longclaw works well on maps like Canyon and Temple that have wide, open areas that you can turn into your own killing fields. The less cover there is on the field, the easier it is for you to pick your prey at whim. That said, the Longclaw still does well on closer, more choked maps like Snowbase or Molten. In these cases, the lay of the land creates natural corridors that you can fire down with impunity. A choke point, after all, just means that opponents need to run down your sights in order to engage you. Just be aware that if your shot doesn't finish them off, you will be punished drastically. For secondary weapons, the Enforcer, and later the Marauder, make great options. If your Longclaw shot doesn't quite finish your target off, the sidearm will certainly help, and change a near kill into a confirmed kill, especially a Marauder. A Longclaw shot followed by a Marauder shot is the exact amount of damage it takes to kill a full health shielded opponent. As alternatives, frag, sticky or EMP grenades can be a great way to form a retreat. If you miss your shot with an opponent charging at you, a quick grenade whilst you jet backwards can be just enough to throw your opponent off, buying you a few brief moments of safety. Longclaw users keep their distance in firefights, so don't need shield power-ups as much as their closer range brethren. Still be aware of where they are, but give your Tremor using teammates priority. Conversely, the invisibility pickup can be utterly disgusting with a Longclaw, allowing you to hide on the edges of the battlefield and make your shots without your opponents even knowing where you are. When a Black Tusk user fires under invisibility, he gives away his position and invites counterattack. An invisible Longclaw user, however, can make her shot and reposition before the opposition are even aware of where she was. Double damage is also utterly devastating with a Longclaw, and a direct hit will kill any target in a single hit. If you're looking to deal with an enemy Longclaw user, there are two options open to you. If you're stuck with short-range weaponry like a Black Tusk, then you're going to need to close the gap quickly, which is usually easier said than done. Try to flank and approach from a different angle to your teammates, especially if your most direct route is a choke point that the Longclaw user is watching. Alternatively, keep in cover, even if this is using your teammates as body shields. Not ideal, I know, whilst jinking out of the longshot user's sights. On that note, once you know the reload timing of a Longclaw, you can also anticipate the shot timing from an opposing sniper. With this knowledge, a quick jetpack boost may be just enough to jink out of harm's way. This isn't any form of guarantee, but it does work much better against Longclaw users than any other weaponry. Alternatively, if you have long-range weaponry yourself, you can enter an enemy at the gate style scenario. Keep your distance and wait for them to take their shot against whoever they're aiming at. Leap forward, take your shot, make it count. Well, that just about wraps things up for this Loadout Lowdown. If you found it useful, let me know in the comments below or on the Gaming Galleon Discord, details on screen now. Do please drop a like onto the video and consider subscribing and hitting that bell to know when new content goes live. A like just tricks YouTube into thinking I'm more popular and thus directs new people to my channel. It helps me out humongously. Now, of course, if you do fancy joining my crew, I do have a Patreon if you fancy supporting the channel that way. Anyways, happy sailing and see you in the arena.